This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
This show is brought to you by Pet King Brands, the makers of Zymox and Oratine.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Dog is good. Just saying those three words should bring a smile to your face, maybe a little joy in your heart. I know it does for me. Now, on our show today is the special person who is making sure every single day good opportunities await our four-leggers and us. She and her husband, Jon, created the Dog is Good brand. And now they are unleashing a nonprofit. It's aptly called, you ready for it? Dog is Good for Good. She lives her motto, changing the lives one dog at a time. Please welcome back to our show the remarkable and inspiring Gila Kurtz. Hey, so glad to have you back, Gila.
Arden, that was such a wonderful and warm and humbling introduction. I am so grateful and I'm excited to talk to you. You were saying the words, dog is good. It did. It made me smile so much.
Well, it's radio. I got to enunciate the right way, right?
Yes.
And I do believe that. So it came from the heart. And, you know, you've been quite a busy gal, and we're going to dive into all the things you're doing to better dogs and us humans after we take this commercial break. So, everybody, sit and stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. Four furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
Hey, Pet Pals, Arden Moore here with some great news. When you plan to travel with your pup or treat them to fun times outdoors, our friends at Carlson Pet Products have must-have products. Carlson Pet Products offers an array of pet pens. They're lightweight, foldable, and tucked nicely in a carry bag for storage. You can also add an attachable canopy to create a shaded outdoor oasis for your dog. Nice. So dash over to carlsonpetproducts.com today and pick the perfect pet pen for your canine pal.
Get 25% off your order plus free shipping using the promo code PETLIFE at carlsonpetproducts.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now, back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Now, back on our show is a great person and a great friend. Gila Kurtz is the co-founder of Dog is Good. It's a lifestyle brand. It's so much more. She is also the #1 international best-selling author of the book you must get your hands on. Yes, I said mutt. It's one of my puns. Fur-Covered Wisdom. A dog can change the way you see the world. And oh my gosh, she does and has done so much. Gila, in 2 words, you rock.
Oh, Arden, thank you. You are kind, and it's always great to connect with you.
Oh, well, thanks. So you've been a busy gal, and so is your husband, Jon. That's Jon. And I want to get right into what's new. And you have had this lifestyle brand for a while and done very well. You're a professional dog trainer. You really are an inspirational speaker. You know, all this is happening. And then you said, you and Jon, there's a piece of the puzzle missing. So tell us about your new nonprofit.
Dog is Good for Good. Thank you for the opportunity to share this, because quite honestly, in anything that we do in life, when we're coming up with ideas, when we're creating businesses for ourselves, when we're choosing careers that we want to be a part of, there's always this element. There's this need for the humans, for people to feel as though what they do makes a difference, right? And that could just be a basic thing someone who's working for a company or volunteering for an organization,
right?
Building a business. And that piece of giving back has always been a big component in the Dog is Good infrastructure. But we wanted to create something that would have a lifelong legacy and create space for people to participate and leave a legacy as well, to know that their contributions in time, in effort, in energy matter. And we wanted to create a space where people could be a force for good, right? And the Bolo, which is our logo, Bolo, also Mug's name.
Also your dog's name, right?
Yes. Stands for
that
Beyond.
Makes it easy.
Yes, it does make it easy. It stands for Be on the Lookout. And when we first launched the Dog is Good brand, that was kind of the essence. Be on the lookout for all things good, right?
Oh, nice.
The good, you get more of that. And so the Dog is Good for Good nonprofit just got certified this past year.
Yep.
Thrilled about that. The mission is focused on the full circle of life that we see as people helping dogs help people.
There's right? The circle.
Yes. Dogs do so much for us. Each one of us experience this every single morning when we wake up with our canine family, with our pet family. It doesn't have to be a dog, but there's a difference that these animals make in our lives. And then there is this ability for us to aid dogs, whether it's for fostering or rescuing or supporting in a shelter, or just enhancing properly the lives of our own dogs. And through that magic, those dogs impact lives in a much bigger way. Now, our mission is twofold within the organization. Step one is that, yes, we want to be a voice for some of these smaller organizations in which the dogs that are participating do impact the lives of people. And so we can provide grants to those
nice.
Right?
Right.
There's the other element that's coming to fruition called the Bolo Project, a program specifically for youth, typically grades 9 through 12, to embark on a project.
Wait a minute. Did you just say embark?
Oh, I did. I didn't even mean it. I like it. I said a pun and I didn't even realize it. Okay. You're right. For them to...
You can say it again.
Yeah. The intention of the program, of the project, is that they will create something to benefit a animal welfare organization in their communities. But through that process, we'll learn all the essential elements of what to me are the most important pillars for lifelong growth and success. And that is education around mindset, growth mindset, financial education, project development management.
Nice.
And the go-giver lifestyle that I feel very strongly about as well. So that's the essence of the Dog is Good for Good Foundation. We are super excited to welcome people into the fold to help be a part.
People go to, I want to get the right website. It's dogisgoodforgood.org, correct?
Correct.
And then when they go there, they can be guided. And, you talked about the kids in school. They're our next generation of pet advocates, and you're giving them some business skills, because it's one thing to say, I like dogs. It's another thing to say, what can I do to better the lives of dogs and others?
100%. You just nailed that. That's exactly right.
I was listening. Sometimes I have beagle ears,
Good job.
Well, you also on the page, I was sniffing around, and I do like that you're very broad based, because any situation where dogs may be helping seniors, veterans, kids in crisis, the dogs that are service dogs, therapy dogs, even COVID sniffing dogs, dogs in schools, dogs in prison. I like that it's broad, but I also like that you touched upon that you're trying to help groups that, they're not big. They're not the big Bernese mountain dog. They're little chihuahuas in retrospect, if you will. And any little help, like with a grant, probably means a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you just wanted to add more stuff to your plate, right?
Always. That seems to be my modus operandi.
So I know I used to live in California. You guys live in California now. I do miss that town, Seal Beach, which is the most southern city in LA. See, I know no, it's the most northern city in Orange County. It's right before you get into LA, right?
That's correct. It is. Yes.
All right. I used to live there. And is it still a little beach town like a Mayberry RFD?
It is a hidden gem, and you're absolutely right. Mayberry by the Sea. It is what I love so much about this community. It's so unpretentious and serene and beautiful, and
it's little. And there's not a lot of, to my knowledge, a lot of it was local businesses still on Main Street. I don't know if they've got that kept or not.
Staying the same, all local business, and the community is incredibly supportive of the people within the business. And it's a very dog friendly community as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could take Bolo, your yellow lab. There's some nice beaches that you can walk along, and even downtown, there's a lot of shade. And tell us a little bit about a typical walk for you and Bolo in Seal Beach.
Oh, yeah. So we have many places at Bolo and I get to enjoy our walks, and we do love our walks. As far as going downtown to Seal Beach, that's an absolute gem. Just walking up and down Main Street, and then our route takes us around the boardwalk, so along the beach side, and then up through the beautiful neighborhoods where it's a very peaceful stroll through sort of a park area.
Oh, I know that area. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's lovely. And then other areas in Seal Beach that we frequent is a place called Gum Grove. It's a hidden little park that has trails. And so we go there many afternoons during the course of a week, and she gets to run free off leash and enjoy smells and just be who she is. And then there's the times that we just get to go to the beach.
Right.
Right in there where she can do some body surfing and have a great time.
Well, Huntington Beach isn't far, and they have a dog beach there, right?
Both Huntington and Long Beach.
Oh,
Bolo, I think, well, they're each unique. I think Huntington Beach has the better body surfing waves for her. Right. Yeah. But Long Beach the visit is a little closer, easier to get to for me.
Right. My little dog and my big dog, Chipper and Cleo, were original members of the SoCal Surf Dogs. We used to surf in Huntington and some of the places in San Diego. Huntington's a little challenging.
Yes. Yes. Now, I feel so blessed. And like I always say to everyone, it is gorgeous out here, but we do pay for the weather. California.
Oh, yeah. When I win that scratch off, I'll call you.
Okay, please do. Please do.
But let's talk about Bolo. Bolo, how old is Bolo? How did you get Bolo? And does Bolo even understand that word good is got so much more emphasis being you as a pet parent?
Yeah. So Bolo is such a unique, of all the dogs that I've had, and there have been 4 who've graced my heart and my life and have taught me many lessons. But Bolo, of all of them, has probably played the biggest role in the person I have become and continue to become today. The Bolo Yellow Lab, she just celebrated her 8th birthday with us just last week. And she is really a gift, quite honestly. She was first brought to us through Leader Dogs for the Blind.
Oh, okay.
The company decided to not only sponsor a puppy, but actually take one in and create a whole program and a campaign for awareness for their organization while raising funds for them as well. So she was a puppy raise. And upon her return back to Leader Dogs for the Blind, around 7 weeks into their second phase of their program, they decided to career change her.
Oh, wow. That's such a polite, diplomatic way for saying Bolo.
I love that they said that. And quite honestly, though, I believe the universe works in magical ways. I believe that all the dots get connected for a particular reason. And so her return to me personally and to our company was no mistake.
Yeah. And sometimes a dog you think is destined to be a service dog has other destiny.
She does. She did. And she really epitomizes the lesson that I just really took to heart and take to heart each and every day. And that is, a dog can change the way you see the world. I always share, when the student is ready to learn, the teacher will appear. And for me, the teacher was clothed in yellow fur. Share her wisdom.
How's your vacuum cleaner?
Oh, we have lots of dust balls.
Yeah.
Barely break that thing out.
That brings me right to the book that you wrote, Fur Covered Wisdom, a few years back. A dog can change the way you see the world. I mean, you're a very successful entrepreneur, business lady, dog trainer. I've seen a lot of your videos. Writing a book's a little different.
Yeah, that was a challenging time. I remember it well. The book was initially a cathartic process for me to work through a lot of the internal struggles that I was addressing. And since then, though, it has really become a platform for further learning and growth and an extension for me to share through teaching in hopes of helping others elevate who they are and how they show up in this world, not only for their dog, who we all will do anything for our dogs, but to go beyond that, to cross line and show up differently for themselves first, more importantly, so they can have greater impact.
And even for cats.
And for cats too.
Okay, good. My cats are here in the office right now looking at me like stink eye, like Gila.
I know. And I love kittens. In fact, one of my clients, my puppy clients, their family are fosters for new kitty litters.
Oh.
So whenever I'm there, I'm like, okay, let me come upstairs.
Yeah.
I love them. My husband's definitely allergic to them. So unfortunately, but my daughter, I'm a grand cat mom.
Oh, well, that's grand. And a cat is good too. There you go.
Yes, it is.
Got a new business now. Uh-oh.
There we go.
Hey guys, we're speaking to Gila Kurtz. She is the co-founder of Dog is Good. It's a lifestyle brand. She and her husband, Jon, have created a new nonprofit. It's called Dog is Good for Good. When we come back after this commercial break, she's going to explain what the acronym ALPHA really means. All right, guys, you know the drill. Sit and stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. Oh, Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
Hey, pet pals, Arden Moore here. Welcome to fall and winter. Now, this is a great time to take your dog on a hike in the woods, maybe go on a camping trip or a road trip. But just like us, changes in weather can actually impact the skin and ears of our dogs and cats. So if you got a pet who's scratching his ears, chewing on his coat, or rolling in mud, help is here. Zymox. For inflamed and itchy paws and coats, you can use the Zymox topical spray. For itchy and irritated ear issues, you can use Zymox enzymatic ear solution. And for bass, you can treat your dog or cat to Zymox shampoo and conditioners. Now, Zymox has been your pet's safe and trusted health ally for 20 plus years. So you can pick up Zymox at your veterinary clinic, most pet specialty stores, and online. To learn more, just visit Zymox.com. That's ZYMOX. Do it for your pet. Pause up, everyone. Arden Moore here, the host of the O Behave Show. Raise your paw if you love frozen desserts. I know I do. And so do my canine trio of Bujo, Kona, and Emma. They drool with delight when offered this sweet treat. And now all dogs will have plenty to yap about. That's because Ben & Jerry's has just unleashed not one, but 2 doggy desserts. Your dog can enjoy the Ponce Mix made with peanut butter and pretzel swirls, or Rosie's Batch made with pumpkin and mini cookies. Or put a little of both in their bowl. Yum, yum for the tum-tum. Now, when you treat yourself to a bowl of your favorite Ben & Jerry's ice cream, mine is the classic Cherry Garcia, your dogs can enjoy the Ponce Mix or Rosie's Batch or a blend of both. Do you know what time it is? Why, it's Ben & Jerry's time. I see happy Bujo, Kona, and Emma heading my way. Check out the Ben & Jerry's doggy desserts at benjerry.com. That's BenJerry.com. Pause up.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Ray, and you're listening to Oh Behave with Arden Moore on Pet Life Radio.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to Oh Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the O Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I got a good pal in the house. We're talking Gila Kurtz. She does a lot of good. Every time now I say the word good, because we got our little dog Emma in dog training classes now, and you have to do the little thing and then say, good, Emma. I'm going to be saying Gila, probably by mistake. But it's a great word to be associated with. What in the heck do you say ALPHA is an acronym for?
Okay. I'm going to tell you the acronym, but I want to share where it came from first.
Okay.
here in our dog world, we hear that term alpha, right? The leader of the pack, or it can be inferred negatively in communities too, right? Like, it can have a negative connotation. And I really believe that in order to do anything well, you have to master your ability to lead yourself first.
Okay.
Specifically, if you are trying to lead others, whether it's leading a family, leading a classroom, leading a community, leading a business, leading an organization, whatever the case may be, you have to first lead yourself well. Hence, Alpha Reimagine. I want people to reimagine what it is to lead oneself.
Okay.
Alpha stands for A, acknowledge and awareness, acknowledging that where one is at any point in time may not exactly be where one wants to be, right? You have to become aware of that.
Right.
Acknowledge that, noting what that gap is. The L is letting go of limiting beliefs. So letting go of the things that are keeping you stuck in that space. And sometimes that takes, it's like an onion. Sometimes you have to peel back the layers again and again.
Some people can be onions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So learning how to let go. P is pursue on purpose. So I often hear people looking for their purpose. I'm trying to discover what moves me, what I love, right? And I feel like that is already within you. It's not something you trip over and suddenly discover, but it's hidden behind all this other noise that's going on of the shoulds and the coulds and the woulds, based on some other stuff. But pursuing on purpose, just having some intention to just move forward, get into action in a sense of purpose and with a sense of energy. The H is habits. What are the habits that got you to where you are currently? Because everything is habit. And what habits need to shift and change or be developed in order to take you to your new destination.
Okay.
A, once you do master those 4 elements in something that you're focusing on, you can accelerate the process in any area.
Wow. If you try to put all those words on a dog is good t-shirt, I think we'd have to go on the back page and the back and the sleeves, right?
Yes, exactly.
But it does make sense. And I think it's okay sometimes to reinvent yourself. But I got it down here. Acknowledge and awareness, letting go of limited beliefs, pursue a good purpose, habits may need to shift and change, and accelerate. Did I get it?
Yeah.
Man, all those years as a newspaper reporter. See, there you go. If I would have thought that my entire career would have been spent having a byline on a piece of paper in a dying industry, I don't think you and I'd be speaking today.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? How when we're open to possibilities or we're willing to open doors just for the conversation, you never know where it can lead and what new things excite you and get uncovered along the way.
So dog is good. I know you're not going to sound like a commercial, but tell us a little bit, because I have some dog is good t-shirts and they're very high quality. But there's a challenge running a business.
Yeah.
Even if you love dogs and you wear many collars in the dog world, from a dog trainer, an author, motivational speaker, but you're running a business.
Yeah. Being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. And it's all the time with people. When you decide to pursue a purpose, take your message or your mission into a business, you are signing up to ride a roller coaster. That is how it goes. And I think the most important piece of the whole puzzle is what you are doing to focus between your ears, what you are doing for your mindset, how you show up, how you do anything is how you do everything. We hear that a lot.
Oh, that's a good one.
To show up makes a huge difference. Number one, the real truth occurs in the moments of challenge for leaders. And holding space for your team if you are fortunate enough to have people on your team.
So you got a big challenge, COVID, and it's hard to get things shipped to you and all. So is there an example you can give that you faced a challenge during COVID and trying to keep your business afloat?
Yeah, I can share a lot of things. So this is a great example, 2020, the year of discovering who you really are and what you're
exactly
to.
So, I like that. You know what? I got married in 2017, and I say that 2020 either strengthens people's relationships or made them say, oh, this isn't working. Don't worry. It's not negative, everybody. I'm doing well. Julie's doing well. We love each other, but we laughed a lot. And we thought, you know what? We got faced with adversity and we worked as a team. And so did the pets.
Exactly. And I think it boils down to one's perception of this adversity. So what meaning are we attaching to this? The moment the country started shutting down, the first words that came out of my mouth, and they continue to come out of my mouth, are what is possible.
Okay.
There's a lot of possibility here amidst the rocks that seem to be falling all around. And that ability to shift from what's going on to now what's possible is a different perspective that continues to put one in action. And so for us, being a company that is a majority of our business, we sell wholesale into retail.
Right.
Stores shutting down. We have a business opportunity supporting and elevating dog lovers who collaborate with our brand and build their own companies through a pop-up shop program that we've put together. Everything shut down, so their business is closed, et cetera. And so you immediately have a quick turning off of your entire, or a good of your revenue stream.
Yep.
For us, we saw a great opportunity in being able to launch a new division, which we called Dig Direct. This, at the end of the day, when you're creating a movement around changing lives one dog at a time, you find that there's a lot of people that mission aligns with. Giving them an opportunity to just connect was huge, and to create more of a direct sales.
So Dig Direct is more direct sales.
It's more, direct sales, consumer to consumer, and give it a chance to participate in the revenue shares that take place in that model. We also just took some time to just slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Evaluate, okay, how do we, as our team stayed connected, what are we going to do on the other side of this? How can we use this as a great opportunity to prepare for future? Because this is not going to be permanent. We have a great team, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to have everybody with me and with Jon and together since the whole start of it.
Wow. Well, think about it too. During COVID, I work with some pet sitters, and a lot of them who go crazy several times a day, walking, feeding, caring for other people's clients, were having no clients. So they learned to do QuickBooks. They learned to do Zoom. They learned how to repackage their financial. They learned how to do their employee handbook. They said they actually thought this was a godsend because they finally had a chance to focus on the things that we kind of keep on the sidelines.
Exactly. And that's exactly how we viewed it here too. And so I think that is a really important piece, because every single day we are turning the page in the chapters of our lives.
Yeah.
Cannot be the same. And so when we're open to that, then we see where those opportunities are. And then we can take advantage of them. But that's exactly what we did. And we are grateful for what we've learned throughout the process. And now that things are coming back, we're excited for our stores. We're excited for pop-up shops.
I'm excited to go shopping again.
Yes, many people are.
What's something you really like? Can you share one of the Dog is Good t-shirt logos? That's one of your favorites?
Well, one of my favorites currently is a simple one, but it just speaks to my heart. And that is the purity of Dog is Love. We have a t-shirt that says Dog is Love, and it is. And when at a time right now in our world, which seems a little tumultuous, and most certainly throughout our country with such divisive behaviors and language, I feel that a little love is what we need. And dogs give that to us graciously and unconditionally each and every day. And so if we can embrace that a little bit.
I jokingly sometimes, don't worry, I'm not going to be partisan, but I wish sometimes that dogs could be politicians, because they sniffed each other's butts. They know what you had to eat. They know your emotional state. They know what your health state is. There's no bluffing. And you know what? Things might get done better. Can't you see Bolo for president?
Oh, I could see Bolo for president.
Don't worry, I'm not dragging you into a political thing. I'm just saying.
No, I could totally see Bolo for president.
Yeah, there's some qualities that dogs have that maybe we need as humans to stop, pause, watch, and mimic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So speaking of that, I love that when you give talks, whether it's through Zoom or in person or whatever, you don't have just a boring topic header. So on Dog is Good, everybody, dogisgood.com. She's available for speaking. And Gila, I got to ask you, I'm going to give you a couple of them, and I want you, that's the title of your talk. And I want you to give me a gem or two from it. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. This is one of my favorites. Always leave your mark. Go.
Yes. This is living in the Go-Giver philosophy. The book by Bob Berg, The Go-Giver, which I recommend to everyone, has a very core value. At the end of the day, and I mentioned it early on, one of the basic needs of people is this desire to feel as though their life mattered.
Exactly.
Can you leave your mark? And I don't mean in a humongous way. Every time we encounter an individual, to have them leave our presence feeling better or worse. So what you say matters. How you recognize people makes a difference. And so always leave your mark.
All right. Well, I had another reason. It looked like other reasons, but this is more of a benevolent, good mark.
Yes.
All right. In honor of Bolo. Living laboriously. You actually added a new word to the dictionary. Laboriously. I can't even say it. Laboriously. Say that, guys.
Yes.
10 times
So
fast.
living laboriously. What is that?
Yeah.
Came about looking at Bolo, quite honestly. The way that this dog wakes up each and every day is full of vigor. It's full of enthusiasm. It's full of energy. It's full of curiosity. It's exploration. It's full of, calm moments and joyful explosiveness. So how can we we only get 24 hours.
That's it.
Waste it. We can end the day and be like, this was just a wasted day. Or you can live full out, laboriously with all of those tenets, right? With all of that. But it's something that you decide to do the moment you wake up.
So what is something you have done during COVID that made you stop and say, I'm being Bolo?
Oh, gosh.
What's something new you've ever tried, or an attitude or a comment? What made the light bulb go on and say, I'm living laboriously in this moment?
You know what I think I've done a lot during COVID that really was probably my favorite part is I slowed down a bit.
Okay.
To operate like a greyhound, I'm at full speed most of the time. And during COVID, I think just enjoying the not doingness. And that was a really big lesson for me too, right? Watching Bolo just take a little snooze in a slice of the sunshine.
Did you ever take actually a little power nap?
I did the other day because I just did it. Normally I don't, but what I did take time to do a lot of during COVID was just break up the day.
Okay.
Notice that. And so when I going back to that alpha thing, which was
right,
that was created throughout COVID as well, is this awareness, this being in a very state of awareness, reflecting on how one feels at the end of the day. Like, oh, I feel so energized. Or, oh, right now I'm excited. Oh, well, what happened? What was going on that made me so excited? Or, oh my gosh, I feel tired and exhausted and drained. Well, what's been happening the past few hours that led to this? And so it's just this awareness piece of what's going on and how it's affecting me and knowing what my intention is. So, where those shifts and changes need to make. And I totally see that from Bolo, the way that she goes hard and then rests, goes hard, then rest, is creating these little breaks in the course of the day that helps me grounded so that I can show up full out and energized for the next thing.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, break. I would say that that's something that
mini breaks, I think, are effective. I, like you, do a lot in the pet world, and sometimes you're shifting from one to the other. But if I just stop and I either have a really heart-to-heart talk with Kona, or without saying a word, we just communicate with our eyes. And even if it's just for a few minutes and you're in the present moment, I think that, or as Casey, my cat, says, you got to live in the me now. There's your next
I like
t-shirt.
that.
Me
I
now.
like that.
I think it does a body good. And so it gets back to you, Gila Kurtz, co-founder of Dog is Good. I think you put 3 words together and you live your life with those 3 words as your mantra.
The dog is good. Thank you.
Yeah. Not me now, because, John's allergic. But
yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? We do want folks to go to dogisgood.com and dogisgoodforgood.org. But I'm so happy to have you back on our show, Gila.
Well, I thank you, Arden. And I would be remiss if I didn't share one of my favorite sentiments in the Dog is Good line to illustrate what I want to close with. And that is, never walk alone. It's not where you walk, it's who walks with you.
Very nice.
To
Very
a
nice.
place where the Dog is Good for Good Foundation is a reality versus just a dream. Could not have happened without the support and the motions that were put into play by other people besides me and Jon. And so while we might be the face of it, there is an army of people behind it, and that are really the movers and the shakers that have made it all happen and pulled it together. And it is with that I am I sit in deep gratitude and awe at the commitment that people have, because the messaging and our mission and what we value speaks to who they are as individuals and the impact that they want to make. And so I always just sort of see us, Jon and I, as a conduit to bigger things for all things, people, the animals, et cetera. And so I just really appreciate that. And I really want to say that. And the team that we have here at Dog is Good too, like how they show up for people and most in those people's lives. It's tremendous. But I want to invite people obviously to be part of our community, to come and learn about the Dog is Good for Good, figure out how you can get involved, explore some of the other opportunities that we have available for you to be part of the Dog is Good family. And
like Dig Direct. See, I was listening.
Yeah, like Dig Direct or the pop-up shop program, any of those, you can just access the info on the website. And if anybody does find value in the concepts and the philosophies behind Fur-Covered Wisdom and or Alpha Reimagined, I'm happy to speak to anyone's organizations or to provide some guidance there on those dog-centric topics for personal growth and transformation as well.
I love it. Gila, you are great. How's that?
Thanks, Arden.
You're great.
You are. Wait, I got one. You are meow-marvelous.
Meow-marvelous. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if that came out or not.
That's all right. See, it's addictive. Yeah. It's like potato chips. Hey, guys, we have been honored and delighted to have Gila Kurtz, co-founder of Dog is Good, on our show today. I would be remiss if I don't do a shout out to my radio husband. That's in quote marks. We're not married in the eyes of the Lord, but he and I have been behind the microphones since 2007. We are the longest running pet podcast on the planet. So that says a lot too. So I do thank Mark Winter for being the executive producer of Pet Life Radio, tolerating me all these years. I affectionately call him the surgeon of sound because he knows how to make sure I line up my mic and that everything is crystal clear. And that's a good thing. And during COVID, guys, Mark wrote and composed a number of songs. He was in an 80s band and he keeps it going. So check out Mark Winter and some of his songs. His football season's coming on. I'd rather watch some football. And then another one that you did during COVID is called Back to Normal. All right. So guys, check out Mark Winter. He has many talents too, just like our special guest, Gila Kurtz. Guys, if you're like, I want to learn more about Arden, hey, go to ardenmoore.com. Keeping it simple. So until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.